Hey, it's your girl MJ, and today we are telling a story. Yes, it's story time with MJ. So actually, I am married to Brandon Tillman, but before I was married to him, I was dating a guy named Brandon. A Brandon before the Brandon. I knew after about 3 months that he was putting on for me. And when someone realizes that you really have a true walk with God and you take this purity thing serious, like for some men, that's a challenge. That's like, oh, you're not having sex to be married? Watch me. And it's like they really want to attempt to get you off track, to get you in the bed, to get them draws at any cost. So I had these standards and I let him know, wait until I get married, you know, no matter what. And he said he wanted the same thing. I had a little get together at my apartment. So I'm thinking, oh, I got all my friends around, ain't nothing about to happen. I got so drunk. And I was still a believer, but I still was turning up. Before we had ever said like I love you to each other, in a drunken state, he blurted out, oh my gosh, Michelle, I love you so much. And I was just like, really? I'm trying to have a serious conversation. I'm sobering up like, so wait, you love me? I was like, wow, he loves me. I just started getting horny, and so we were in the bathroom and we were talking, and he just said to me, now I definitely want to marry you. I won't be able to propose to you like within the next 6 months. I'm just letting you know that. And I think at that time we had been dating for like 2 or 3 months, and I was just like, okay, like who said anything about getting married? Even though he had said that to me, because of the alcohol and because of all my friends boosted him up, saying that, oh my God, he loves you, and he says it in front of all your friends, and he's not ashamed, and his friends are here too. I don't know what happened in my brain that made me think, okay, time to open my legs. And by the end of that night, we had sex. I later found out he went to a strip club. Hey, I've been in many strip clubs in my day. Trust me, plenty of them, and all different types of situations at a strip club. So I'm not judging at all, trust me. However, at that point in my life, with where I worked and everything, I was not willing to be dating someone who regularly visited the strip club. And then he just confessed everything. And he was just like, yeah, I was there, you know, like I was just trying to get drunk there. You know, my friends invited me out, and I was just trying to get drunk because he said he was buying all the drinks. And I was just like, first of all, we had already been drinking that night. Second of all, is free drinks the only thing that it takes to get you to go somewhere? Like, bruh, like we're in our 30s. Are you still like living to turn up? That's what I did in college. Like, oh, free drinks, oh, I'm there. Like, I'm talking about drunk, I'm talking about alcohol poisoning, I'm talking about getting kicked out of the club, I'm talking about not knowing what I was doing, who I was doing stuff with. Like, that's how drunk I used to get in college. Remember I said we had sex? It was not protected. I know. I mean, my ignorance to fertility and what's the word, ovulation windows, like I didn't know anything about that stuff. I'm thinking if I had unprotected sex, I'm gonna be pregnant. That I went and got, I've never been on birth control in my life, but I have taken, and I guess it caused me to have a bleed, and I felt awful. I felt like I was gonna throw up, and I felt horrible. And plus I had to pay, I believe it was like $50 to get it. And I had told him, I was like, hey, can you bring me $50? Because I just want to make sure, like, I ain't trying to have no baby with you, and you don't want to get married anytime soon. I was like, can you take me to the store? That's right, because I didn't have no car. So I was like, can you take me to the store so I can get it? Either you want me to have a baby, or now you done got some and you done already. I was asking me to come over. Can you come be with me? Like, I feel awful. Like, it was horrible. I was embarrassed. I felt dirty. And I just remember him coming up with all these excuses and reasons. Oh, my family's in town, or this, that, and the other, or why he couldn't come. And that was a really low point. I felt used. I felt dirty. I felt stupid. And I was just like, how did I get here where I slip up and have sex with a guy who just told me he loved me and told me he did want to marry me, but just not, he wasn't going to propose within the next 6 months? How did I go from that earlier in the day to having sex with him, never really wanting to talk to him again? Then my church went on a fast, and I knew I was wrong for having sex. And I just kept praying, God, if he is not the one, give me a sign. Like, I need to know for sure. And I just thought, well, maybe we just slipped up together, but we're gonna, you know, and we both were like, no, we're not gonna do it again. We're gonna just wait until we get married. And so we weren't talking, but then we were talking. Like, every now and then he'd be like, no, you know, I still want to marry you. I don't look at you any different. I know you think I've been avoiding you the last few days, which he was. We were fasting and we went on a date somewhere. I think it was like a hibachi place, because all I could eat was like vegetables. And we were on the date, and he was like, I don't think, that's not what I'm trying to do. Like, I want to go to the strip club. I want to get drunk. Like, those things are fun to me. I'm not ready to give that up. And I was just like, well, that was out of nowhere. Literally right after he said that, I was like, about to go. Like, I got up and I was leaving, because I was like, thank you, God, because that was my sign. I had compassion for him because that was my lifestyle. I went to the club 4 or 5 times a week, with looking half naked, busting it over on the dance floor, being drunk, doing all kinds of wild and crazy things. I did all of that. So I wasn't judging him, but because I was able to surrender myself to God with his grace and help, I just knew he could do it, but he didn't want to. He didn't even want to. So I knew it was over. And during the rest of the fast, I just cried out to God, and I said, God, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be this person who just keeps adding partners for no reason. I don't want to be this person who numbs their insecurity with alcohol. Like, I don't want to be that person. And I just started praying, like, God, is marriage even gonna happen for me? Like, I need to know. Because it's like, someone says they want to marry me, and I broke up with him that day, you know, and I was like, all right, thanks, bye. He was like, oh, well, let me walk you to your car. What do you mean, bye? I'll call you tomorrow. I was like, no, we done. Don't call me tomorrow. It's over. We done. You said that you don't want to live a certain way, and that's just not gonna work for me. And he was like, wow. And I literally never talked to him again until I saw him in person, like, years later. And I never talked to him again. I was like, my cutoff game is strong. Like, I had an ice box where my heart used to be. And so I cut him off just like that. And then, you know, I got into that mode because we were fasting and praying. I was just like, God, is marriage for me? Because I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to make no more mistakes. I was like, God, I surrender the process to you. It was so hard. And I was praying and praying, like, God, reveal to me. Am I supposed to be married? Tell me something. Because if I am, you know, I need to have a clear sign that I'm supposed to be married and who it is. And I need them to be stronger than me, because all they gotta do is rub my neck, do something. If we kiss one time, it's going down. So I just spent that next year. I actually fasted from meat all of 2015. I said no meat this year. And I just felt like God was gonna blow my mind when I did that. So I didn't have any meat for the year of 2015. I lost 40 pounds and everything. And so then 2016 is when I feel like I finally matured my walk with God, where I could hear him. And I said, God, and one morning I was using this new technique, and I'll talk about it later, but a technique to where you hear the voice of God more clearly and realize that your sporadic thoughts may be Holy Spirit. And so I was just like, God, am I gonna get married? It's marriage for me. And I felt like I heard, it's yours. And so I'm like, oh, okay. And then later that year, the next year, 2016, when I went to a conference, that's when I dreamed about my now husband proposing to me, who was also at the conference, but we had never talked other than hi and bye and passing. And so I just want to encourage somebody that your counterfeit might come right before the authentic person that God has sent to you. And two, the person who sees you, you know, one person's trash is another person's treasure. So don't let anyone ever talk down to you and say, you know, whatever morals and standards you have, that because of how you used to live, like nobody's gonna respect that. I had people tell me I was stupid for breaking up with the first Brandon because there's no other man who's gonna wait to have sex with you until you get married. And I realized that with me and Brandon, we had a lot of struggles, you know, in our courtship because neither one of us had ever dated pure before. Like, we didn't even know what that looked like. Like, we had accountability after we had some issues, but that accountability was missing because we thought we got this. Like, as long as we ain't having sex, we're good. We didn't kiss either because I already knew myself. We kissed, I was gonna let him have it. Period. Just know that no matter what your past is, no matter how many people you slept with, no matter whether you slept with men or women or animals or whatever you have done, God is not shocked. He knows what you've done. And once you've asked for forgiveness, he throws it in the sea of forgetfulness. But people will remind you. You know, those people told me that, you know, I was stupid for breaking up with someone because no one else would wait for me until marriage. And I just knew in my heart that God was going to prove it. And when God revealed, you know, to me, when I felt like I heard it's yours, I knew marriage was for me. I just didn't know when. And then when I had the dream about my now husband, I was like, why am I dreaming about him? He's not my type. I would never date him. The number of people who I would date at my church, 0. So why am I dreaming about him? But you know what? God is faithful. And he will just change your mind about people. He will change your attitude. He will open your heart. He will open your eyes. I just want to make sure that if God has called you to marriage, don't worry about your past. Don't worry about what people are saying, what someone will or won't do. God is able. He can do exceedingly abundantly above all that we can ask or think. So just trust him. And don't be ashamed of your past. Don't be ashamed of what you did or where you were. I'm not saying you have to shout it from the rooftops, because there's tons of things that I have done that I'll probably never say out loud unless my husband releases me and maybe I have a tell-all book or something like that. But there's tons of stories I could tell you that you would be like, what? Girl, you need to take that shirt off and burn it. But, you know, God has literally turned my life around. And speaking of this shirt, this is the shirt that I had on the day that Brandon proposed to me. If you love this shirt or dope shirts like this, dope Christian tees, I'm gonna have a link in the description box, so make sure you check that link out. Support me. You know, I do get a percentage for every shirt that you buy using my link. So support me, support what we're trying to do here. We're trying to have multiple streams of income in the Tillman household. And I just love you guys, and I just want to encourage you. Write in the comment section videos you want to see. Let me know, you know, what type of videos you like. I'm always going to be having a food video, my simple sizzle on Saturdays at 9. I'll be doing videos like this, story time videos. I have plenty of stories, girl. I've been through some things with relationships and men, and I just feel like sometimes you have to share to encourage others, and that's what this channel is all about. So if I could get married, you can get married too. You just have to make up your mind and be willing to walk away from the wrong person so that God can open the door for the right person. It's as simple as that.